Hey guys, EzraTime here, and on today's video I was actually planning to do a reaction video on Godzilla X Kong the New Empire, and I did record the reaction and my breakdown on the trailer, but as I upload the video, it's very expected that the video got copyright claimed by obviously Warner Brothers, for showing the trailer. So on this video I'm gonna cut my reaction and I'm just gonna show my breakdown from here on out. So yeah, here it is. I think again, I know that some people are upset that the monsterverse are taking to this route where they're no longer serious, they're no longer realistic, and they're becoming an anime. I said it many times. It's also felt like a Fast and Furious movie where it's like keep getting ridiculous and ridiculous as it keeps going, And I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the monsterverse direction. Clearly from this movie right here, I'm pretty sure that the future movie, if this one was successful, is gonna be even more bonkers crazy with the monster. And honestly, I'm all here for it, because if you want some serious monster movie, then you go watch Godzilla Minus One by Toho. So I think Toho Godzilla movie is gonna be serious with great characters, great human drama, and great monster sequences, And even the director of Godzilla Minus One, Takashi Miyazaki, I think that's his name. So Miyazaki said that he is interested to do a sequel to Godzilla Minus One, because Toho has like two Godzilla movie right now, which is Shin Godzilla and Minus One. So he's planning to make a sequel to that, and there's gonna be a Godzilla versus movie with great human drama. That's what he said in the interview. So that's great. So you get the serious version of Godzilla versus movie by Toho, and then you got this one by Warner Brothers or Legendary, the Monsterverse, where it's just literally a live action anime at this point, where it's like so colorful and everything is doesn't even matter, which I love it. But now we're gonna go to the breakdown of the trailer, I guess bit by bit. So we see this before the pyramid, and then Kong and Godzilla is gonna be fighting. So second round, I think Godzilla is probably gonna win again, but I don't think it's gonna be like, an actual real fight. I don't know. So Godzilla is destroying bridges, of course, in his pink form, which is interesting. So I think this might be in Rio de Janeiro, right? I think this might be the final battle where he's breaking through that bridge to fight Scar King potentially, and maybe Shimu. So I love how they said that the Titan are like the protector of nature, and then the apes or like the Kong is basically the protector of humanity. So I think Kong species is much more personal to humanity, because obviously you got Kong and Jia here, obviously establishing that connection, which I love. I think Jia might be the best character in the monster version, because obviously the actress Kaylee Hottle, I think she is mute, I think, in real life, right? Mute or deaf, I forgot. But obviously the point is she can't speak, in real life. So, but I think that really benefits the MonsterVerse, because the MonsterVerse writing for the character are not that great. So I think it's better for her not to say a word, but rather using her facial expression to express her emotions. So I think that's great. So in this one, it seems like she received like a premonition for the future. You got Godzilla here, looking really cool, with the blue, like what is it, like radiation, blue atomic breath in a way. That's really cool. And oh, hang on a second. Here, there is a frame there in Rio. Yeah, god damn it. Hang on a second, guys. Before this, like you see a little bit of, yeah, here it is. So, oh, there it is. I think that's Shimu right there, the white spiky guy, and this is Godzilla clearly. This is Scar King, and then Kong is, I think this is Kong right here. So this is gonna be Rio, this is gonna be the final fight. So we're gonna see Kong versus Scar King, and then we get to see Godzilla versus Shimu. So I think that's really cool, because the enemy of this movie is literally the opposite of Godzilla and King Kong. So I think I already have my own theory about what's gonna be the story for Godzilla and Kong, but I'm gonna get to that later when we get to the specific line of the trailer, I think. But yeah, we see a little bit of the fight, so clearly she received a vision of the future. So that's really cool. And yes, it's over the top as well. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. At this point, they get into the Hollow Earth, Godzilla again with this new form, which is interesting, because I thought that's gonna be like the form is gonna be, oh, this is like the current Godzilla, and it's gonna be like the pink Godzilla, which is like the Super Saiyan Godzilla, like some people say. But apparently no, like Adam Wingard said that there's gonna be a multiple version of Godzilla, which I think is quite hype, because I think this is one of the form that was in this movie. So I'm curious to see what other form that is, And yeah, like we said, they move. Like I said before, they move really fast for a giant monster, which is fine to be honest. So they get into the Hollow Earth. Kong meets Mini Kong or Son of Kong, I guess, kind of. So apparently there is a call for war with something. It was presumably by Scar King, and he's leading this ape in the or like the Kong species in the Hollow Earth. And we get to see the Scar King actually fight here, which is really cool against Kong. He used his battle axe and he used this whip that apparently, oh yeah, there is a something that there is a sharp object in the end of the whipping weapon, which I think this is like a spine of another Titan that the Scar King killed before, which I'm really curious to see what spine it was, but they're probably not gonna explain it, who knows. So Kong is definitely losing in the battle, and then we see Shimu here just a bit, like the eyes. And I love how Kong expression was like, whoa, what is going on, and yeah, this is not Godzilla because like you can clearly see this is like not an atomic breath, but rather like an ice breath, and then and also you can see that is freezing the axe and then freezing his hand. So I think the obvious theory is that because Kong is wearing a glove, like a gauntlet in his right arm, and you can clearly see his right arm right here is getting frozen by Shimu's ice breath, and I think apparently Shimu was supposed to be like an ice titan in a way, clearly. So and he's the one that caused like an ice age that happened before, and I mean, that's really cool. There's a cool plot point there. So I think, again, he used his ice breath to freeze the axe and freeze Kong's arm. And this is where his arm gets injured, or freeze to death, basically. And then he has to use this gauntlet in order to use his right arm. At least that's my theory. I could be wrong, but I think that's kind of obvious here. And yeah, we get to see this scene right here from the first trailer where Godzilla and Kong running, and people are just obviously laughing at it. Like, this is so goofy, but I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's goofy, don't get me wrong, but it's really fun. We get to see Rio here, and I don't know who this was. I think, actually, no, wait a second. Is that, okay, so that sea is frozen, I think, or like starting to freeze. So this might be Shimu, like firing his ice breath to the sky, presumably try to create a second ice age potentially, right? Because again, he is the Titan that caused an ice age in the first place, so what's to say he's not gonna cause another ice age, and it's in Rio, and Shimu and Scar King are actually working together as a team. And I don't know if like some people say Scar King is like controlling Shimu, but I would say that maybe they are working together. Like, that's my theory right there, because some people said there's like a mind control theory apparently, which like, I don't know, man. They could do that. Don't get me wrong, because again, like I said, they are going way too far, obviously, with the plot. But at the same time, I'm welcome it. I welcome how crazy it can get. But I'm assuming Scar King and Shimu just like have a mutual trust, which led me to this scene right here where Godzilla and Kong fight again in the pyramid. Like and battle for Kong. Yeah, exactly. So he's already having this mechanical arm. And Godzilla and Kong fighting again, and I love how this line right here, where it's like they don't have to like each other, but they only need to work together or something like that, right? So I think my theory is that in this scene right here between Godzilla and Kong, I think because Scar King and Shimu, presumably if they are indeed working together, they could definitely learn the lesson from their enemies, where it's like, oh, they are actually working together. Because I'm assuming Godzilla is gonna be fighting Shimu, just like Kong fight Scar King, and they're presumably losing the battle against Scar King, and then Shimu came out and they're like, finish the job or something like that, right? And then Godzilla is probably gonna be fighting Shimu, and eventually he realized that, oh shit, like I'm not powerful enough to stop Shimu, so I have to like hibernate in like Antarctica so I can get this pink Super Saiyan form, basically. So he can get super powerful, super jack up to defeat Shimu. And eventually Godzilla and Kong realized that from their enemy, they learned that, oh, we need to work together as a team, And even Adam Wingard said that he was inspired by the 80s, buddy cop movie. One of them is like Lethal Weapon. We say, yeah, I love Lethal Weapon movies. So he's going to implement that buddy cop element to Godzilla and Kong, which is like, okay, like I'm kind of curious to see how he's going to do that, because these two are clearly monsters. So like, yeah, like I'm pretty sure like they're gonna like fight again in the pyramid, and eventually they start working together, eventually. And yeah, they could definitely learn something from Scar King and Shimu, because they are working together potentially, unless Karking is indeed controlling Shimu at some point. Because again, we have no idea. It's a theory. Um, and I love I love this shot right here where Kong punched Scar King so hard, right? Not even with his glove arm, with his normal arm as well. He's very powerful, and and I love how like it knocks Scar King tooth into the street. Like, oh, holy shit! I love that. And this scene was kind of weird for me because it's clearly that the jet is attacking Godzilla, and I'm kind of curious why Godzilla is here. Like, okay, maybe okay. Here's the theory. Maybe because like he's actually trying to achieve his evolution forming with this blue radiation energy. So maybe this place right here where Godzilla is destroying, maybe this is a nuclear plant or something, or maybe not. This looks like the Pentagon. Oh no no, I don't know. It kind of looks like the Pentagon for me, but it might not be the Pentagon. It might be just a nuclear power plant. Oh, actually, never mind. I think this is like a nuclear power plant, not a Pentagon. Sorry, I think this is might be a nuclear power plant because it makes sense. Why would Godzilla go to the Pentagon anyway, right? So it makes sense for Godzilla to go to the nuclear plant, destroy it, and then absorb the radiation in order for him to achieve this second form right here. And clearly, the military is attacking Godzilla. It's not gonna work. And he is exploding and apparently achieved this second form that we see previously in the trailer, which is this one, like the blue version of Godzilla before. So I think this scene is gonna be Godzilla trying to destroy a nuclear power plant, which eventually is gonna lead to this scene where he became this, like the second form of Godzilla eventually. I guess that's my theory. Maybe there is something else going on in that. In this scene right here, because clearly Godzilla is being bad again to humanity, which I guess makes sense because he's the protector of nature and not humanity, to be fair. And we got Mini Kong doing his own work, throwing stone into like the Scar King follower. So I think we're gonna get like a fight scene between or I guess like the Scar King follower is gonna be fighting Kong as well and Godzilla potentially. That would be really cool to see Godzilla and Kong like slaughtering the Scar King followers, because presumably they are evil as well. Because I make a theory that Kong is gonna become king in this movie, eventually becoming King Kong. But it seems like from this one scene, some of the Scar King follower is attacking the Mini Kong and attacking potentially Kong and Godzilla as well. And I kind of wish there is a scene where is Godzilla and Kong massacring this Scar King follower, because I think that would be really cool, So we see the gauntlet like before. Looks really cool. I mean, it's goofy, but I don't care. Scar King using the whip again, really cool again, throwing the building to Kong, punches it like, oh man, it's so good. Obviously the shot right here. This is probably where after Godzilla and Kong fight, right, and then eventually they come to the mutual trust that like we need to actually work in together, and it becomes this buddy cop movie in a way. And yeah, I am hyped to see this movie. I know that some people are not, happy with how the monsterverse are turned out, but I feel like to me it's kind of like the best of both worlds, because on one hand, on Toho, you got Godzilla -1, which is like, again, everything is great. The monster is great, the human is great, the story is great. So everything is like a 10 out of 10 on Godzilla -1. Even the special effects is like great, for the most part. And you got Monsterverse where it's like, oh, like this is like an action figurine in a way where, or like a live action anime in a way, because it feels like an anime to me where it's so colorful and not everything, like all the physics rules are thrown out a window, so Godzilla and Kong can move at high speed despite the fact that they are giant monster. Like I don't care. I think that's really fun. So like I said before, it's the best of both worlds because Toho is still developing the sequel to Godzilla -1, and Takashi Miyazaki is going to be coming back to write and direct the pictures, obviously the movie, and he said it's going to be a Godzilla versus movie with obviously a lot of great human drama and human story, which, yeah, sign me up. I love that shit, but on the other hand, the Monsterverse is like, okay, the monster are the main character and we're going to go crazy with the action, which I think is the best of both worlds. Obviously the human and the story of this movie, I have no high hopes for them. I think they're gonna suck, except Gia, like the mute girl, from Godzilla vs Kong, and then she's returning to this one. She has a vision, so clearly she's the one that moving the plot forward, so I think Gia is gonna be the best character in the Monsterverse, solely because she has connection with Kong, to be honest. And then I think she's a good actress as well, portraying the emotion using her face, obviously, because again, she can't speak, right? So yeah. Besides Gia, the rest of the character don't really care. Dan Stevens, Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry was in this movie. Don't really care for them. I think they're going to try to be comedic, obviously, with Brian Tyree Henry's character, like Godzilla vs. Kong, which I'm not a big fan of. I think he was pretty annoying in that movie, so I'm really curious to see how they're going to handle him in this movie. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same, where he's just a comedic character, and trying to be funny. But yeah, besides that, I think this movie has a lot of redeeming quality, which is obviously the visual effects. Godzilla and Kong fighting together side by sides against Scar King and Shimu. And so far they haven't showed a lot of Shimu, obviously they teased that, but so far we haven't seen like the full body, full design of Shimu. I know they revealed that in like the merchandise store and something like that, but I'm talking about in the trailer. In the trailer they show a little bit of Shimu here and there, like the eye spread, the eyes, but we never see like the full design for Shimu in the trailer, which I'm assuming they're gonna save that for the final trailer, sometime later, because this movie is releasing on March, right? So yeah, there's gonna be one more trailer, and I think that's where we're going to see Shimu, and hopefully they don't spoil too much on the trailer, because that's what the downside of like this trailer, where it's like it's super hype, but at the same time it could also like spoil the entire movie. And yeah, I'm really hoping that Godzilla has a lot of screen time, even though that the test audience said that Godzilla is like a cameo in this movie, that it's pretty much like a Kong movie. So like, okay, but if you're gonna make a body cop movie, then yeah, Godzilla needs to be on the screen a lot longer, or at least like a bit longer, and not like not like a cameo where it's just like pop here and there, just like Godzilla versus Kong. But they're probably going to do the similar approach to Godzilla, to be honest, because like he's not really approachable like Kong did. I'm hoping Mantra will also come back at some point in the future, and we could get like a trio monster, not just Godzilla and Kong, but in the middle you could also get Mothra, because like I said before, it feels like an anime. So I feel like if you put Mothra there in this movie, then it's gonna feel like an actual anime. Like the trio protagonist is usually 2 male and 1 female, like Naruto, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen. The main trio is always 2 males and 1 female, and then in this one, Godzilla and Kong are male, so Mothra is female. So there you go. You have your own trio of protagonists on the monsterverse. So again, like I said before, the one thing they need to do is bring back Mothra, and I think Mothra might appear in this in the future, but who knows, but either way, that's my reaction and breakdown for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, guys. And again, let me know in the comment section below what do you guys think about this trailer right here, and how do you guys feel about Adam Wingard making a statement that Godzilla and Kong is gonna be like a buddy cop movie in a way, like Little Weapon? Like how do you guys feel about that? And how do you guys feel about the enemies, Scar King and Shimu, which is basically the opposite of Godzilla and Kong? Like how do you guys feel about that? Do you guys excited about their idea, or do you guys wish that it was something more familiar monster from the Toho universe? Because I was expecting Space Godzilla, or what is it, Destroya, I think, or Gigan, like, or Biolante. Like I would love to see that monster fighting Godzilla and Kong. That's me. But so yeah, let me know all that in the comment section below. And yeah, and again, if you guys enjoyed this reaction video, make sure guys, just atomic breath that subscribe button and like button, guys, and stay tuned for more videos in the future. And again, I really hope you guys enjoy this reaction and breakdown videos, and I will see you guys in the next one then. Bye.